you so much for joining us today in this special event at Glass Elementary. This week, we celebrated Teacher Appreciation. What a beautiful way to end this week, honoring and recognizing the passion for teaching. Mrs. Soto, our counselor, will lead us through the ceremony.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. We will begin today the ceremony with the introduction of our special guest, the Torralba family. Joining us today, we have Mr. Eduardo Torralba, Ms. Alana Torralba, and Ms. Brianna Ibarra. We would also like to recognize our school district personnel joining us today, Mr. Samuel Mijares, Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Timoteo Chaires, Migrant Director, and Mrs. Hilda Caballero, School Board Vice President. I would also like to recognize all the Glass Elementary staff that is joining us here today. We are gathered here today to commemorate a very appreciated and respected teacher at Glass Elementary, Mrs. Irma Torralba. Mrs. Torralba will be forever loved and forever remembered. At this time, I would like to invite Eric Soto to join us.
Good afternoon. My name is Eric Soto, and I'm a former 4th and 5th grade student of Ms. Torralba. I would like to share with you an acrostic poem I wrote about thinking of her. Ms. Torralba, truly amazing teacher who opened her heart to teach her students and taught them to respect and care for others. Reading and writing were not my jam until I met you. Thank you. Awesome in serving and helping others. Lucky to have you as my teacher, brave warrior, always in our hearts.
Next, we will have a message from the school district presented by Mrs. Hilda Martinez, School Board Vice President.
Good afternoon. The great Dr. Seuss once said, "To the world you may be one person, but to one person you may be the world." And that quote resonates with me because to Glass Elementary, Mrs. Torralba was one of the fundamental backbones of this campus, and her absence has been felt throughout. Whether it be in the thrilling way she read stories to students or the strong, impassioned way she mentored new teachers, Mrs. Torralba dedicated all of herself to this school and its staff and students did alike. She was able to develop connections because there was never any doubt that her number one priority was the best interest of the students, and that kind of quality is extremely rare. Today I stand here before you representing the EPISD School Board, as well as the proud parents of Glass Elementary, who were touched in a special way by this remarkable woman. We celebrate the life and joy she brought to us, and it is with those memories that we can look back with cheers instead of tears. Mrs. Torralba, you will not be forgotten, but you will definitely be dearly missed. May you rest in peace knowing that you left your Falcon family forever changed. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Mrs. Caballero. Next, we will have the bench dedication by Mrs. Davis, our school principal.
We would like to dedicate this bench to Ms. Irma Torralba for 38 years of teaching, for the love and dedication to the many generations inspired by her. Ms. Torralba was a teacher who took many hands, opened many minds, and touched by many. We have our bench here in honor of Ms. Irma Torralba. At this time, we would like to ask Mr. Mijares if he would like to share some.
Thank you, Ms. Tejas. Well, it feels like coming back home. Okay. As you know, I was a principal at Glass, and I worked very closely with Mr. Alba. Mr. Alba was the kind of teacher that every parent wanted their son or daughter in her class. Unfortunately, we couldn't have more than 22, okay? But, I mean, she was a great teacher, a great educator. She reminds me a lot about me. Some people don't know me, and sometimes they don't know that I have a passion for education. She had a passion for what she did. She planted a seed in a lot of children here in Glass, and that will never be forgotten. I remember that one time Mr. Rava was very vocal, and just like I am, you know, one time I saw her down the hall, and you know, we exchanged a few words, and then the next day he comes and talks to me. Mr. Mijares, I'm sorry. I said, no, Mr. Rava, that's fine. We're all passionate about the same thing, you know. We all are here for the same purpose, for the success of our students. And you know what? After we had that conversation, and I left after a few years, I left Glass. She would always remind me, Mr. Mihari, remember when we used to, me and you know, I said, yes, Mr. Rala, but you know what? She would always open her eyes. She had great black eyes, and she would just look. And every time she would see me down the hall when I came back, even I wasn't superintendent yet, or I was superintendent, she would always cheerfully tell me, Mr. Mijares, you know, I'm so glad. She would make me feel welcome. And I think that was Mr. Alba in a nutshell, okay? And I think that, and I'm going to say this with all my heart, that one of the reasons I am superintendent today is because she made me a very successful principal. I've always said this, and I know the staff that has worked with me before, I always said this all the time to the staff. We can always have an ineffective principal and great teachers, and the campus will be successful. But if we have it the other way around, that will never work. So I am glad that Mr. Alba, you know, was able to work here with me, and I will take her memory with me, and I credit her for my success. You know, and I think that many children that were in her classroom are going to be successful because of her. So thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mijares. At this time, we would ask Mr. Torralba if he would like to share some words.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody, Ms. Diaz, staff, secretaries, teachers, even us co-workers, and thank you for putting the plaque. I know that her heart is here. She will always be here. And I just want to thank everybody for being there for her. She would always mention her co-workers. I could go on and on. I'm just going to say everybody, especially her teachers that she worked for in her group. You know, it was Miriam, Ms. Padel, Talia, and Ms. Sock, I believe. And everybody else. But I know that those are the people that made me work with her. And she was always so proud to be here. Even though I know that at first it was difficult because of the virus and the internet and all that stuff that she was doing. I know it was a lot of pressure on y'all. But she finally got through it, and I know that she wouldn't have done it without y'all. she would always mention, thanks to Luana, thanks to Miss Sock, Miss Talia. And because if it wasn't for y'all making it a lot easier for her, that y'all were there for her, and I really appreciate it. And it's a beautiful memory. And thank you, Miss Reyes. Thank you, Miss OJ, Miss OJ, Miss Soto, and ma'am. I know that everybody was always there for you. Mr. Mijares, I remember you being mentioned all the time in good faith. Good faith. Sir, but thank you. I know she gave 100% to the school and to her education, and I know she's here and she's in your hearts. And all I ask for you is always pray for her. And thank you all, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Torralba. Thank you, everybody, again for joining us today. It is a time, yes, that every time that we're going to be walking through here, definitely we will know that she's with us. She will always be with us. She's down the hall, she's in the rooms, she's in the office, she's in our hearts. She will always be with us. She will guide us. She will always have that voice, be our voice in our heads, leading us and knowing that we're here for the success of our students. She loved the Falcon family, and we will continue with that legend of hers, knowing that we strive to do our very best, because we are the Falcons where we soar above the rest. Join me, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Falcons where we soar above the rest. And this is for Ms. Torralba. Thank you, everybody. We have some amenities in the back. Everybody's welcome to it. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today.